My name is Maggie Beckmeyer, and I'm chairman of the Hall of Fame this year. And on behalf of the Ohio Auctioneers, I have the privilege of speaking to Mike Baker, our newest inductee. He got inducted today, 2011, on the 15th of January. So I'm so proud of you. So he's joined this prestigious group, and we hope that he'll share some of his highlights from his years as an auctioneer. How many years have you been in the auction business, Michael?
It'll be 30 years next month. That would be in February.
What did you do, or what path got you to be an auctioneer?
I've been an auctioneer since I was 18, so there really wasn't a warm-up path. I started when I was young as an apprentice, and had stayed with it. I apprenticed with John Nicewander, and when he retired, then I took over the company, which is now Midwest Auctioneers and Realty, and have stayed with that, and along the way picked up real estate at auction. We also do conventional real estate sales as well, and has stayed with that. Along that path came the standardbred and thoroughbred horse auction sales, which is picked up as a full-time part of our business now.
Well, you've really been into a lot of things, Michael, and I admire that so much. What did you do? Well, you were so young, you probably didn't do much before.
No,
that.
I had small jobs out of high school and those kind of things. Got my real estate license right after I got my auctioneer's license, and got into the auction and real estate business full time. So it's been a full-time position or job business for 30 years.
Can you tell, we're going to use this, I mentioned that in there for the schools. Can you give us some information on what you see the auction profession in the future for the students?
I think there's no doubt that electronic auctions are the future. I think online bidding is already here, and that will increase. I do think that the live combination, live bidding and internet bidding, is going to stay. I think there's a portion of people that don't want to just bid online. They like the live portion of the auction. They want to hear the auctioneer. They want to know where the bid is versus bidding blindly against someone online. However, online auctions are going to be, I think, part of the future. And I think that we're going to see less and less on-site people at our auctions. But I think the live bidding portion will still be there. We may have 200 people at the auction, so to speak, but they may be simulcasted or electronically at the live auction. I think that's probably the biggest change, or the biggest increase that will be in the next 10 to 20 years.
Well, you had so many people here. I was so impressed. How big is your staff?
Actually, our staff isn't that big. Full-time, we have 3 people in our office. Auctioneers, we utilize, as a lot of auctioneers do, each other's services. But part-time, I'd say we have 10 to 12 people that do our auction setup, do open houses for us, those writing ads, internet work, posting auctions, and those kind of things.
You have a wonderful wife, and I know you said that at the end when you were interviewed, but does she work with you in the field?
No, my wife is an attorney, and she has her own business.
Keep you straight, huh?
Yeah. So, no, we don't intermingle those businesses for those reasons, but she enjoys auctions.
She's very supportive, I can see that.
Yeah.
What do you think about, like, they're talking about continuing education for us as auctioneers? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that continuing education is important. I think education to auctioneers is important, and that's what I mean by continuing education. I think there's a point where we go too far and we have too much education. One of the things that I see, that there are a lot of auctioneers today that have multiple state licenses, and it becomes a little bit cumbersome when our state, for example, Ohio, does not have continuing education. A lot of states don't want to reciprocate because we're not maybe up to what they consider to be their standards in the education field. So there probably needs to be some kind of uniformity somewhere, and that's hard to do with different states. I think there's so much out there to learn. I think that we have to do, even if it's mandatory or non-mandatory education, I think an auctioneer that's not participating in that today is probably going to get behind. I'm not sure that we have to make it mandatory, but I think that we're going to have to relook at the fact that we as Ohio, our education requirements are frankly behind most states. Now, not all, but a lot. And I think we're going to have to look at Indiana, for example. Now is going to a 4-year, which is not bad. So you have to have, I think it's 16 or 19 hours every 4 years. That's not too bad. So with that, to answer the question, I think that we're going to have to look at that again soon in the near future as far as the state of Ohio goes.
Now, I know you well, so I know you're a member of the National, and I know you were president. In fact, you were president when I got pretty active
Right.
in here, and I remember that. And you have been active and very educational, very supportive of the young auctioneers. And not that you aren't a young auctioneer,
Yeah.
but I think it's really exciting that you would, do this. And since we're educating the students on using these for that as well. Did you ever sell anything really strange or something you could share with them? Or any special memory you have of something?
No, I think probably when you look back in the last 29 to 30 years, I think that we used to, a lot of auctioneers, we all did the household sales and all those kind of things that we all made a living doing, and there was a time when you could do that. I think we've got to start moving into areas that maybe are more specialized. I really can't think of anything that was out of the ordinary item that we sold.
Every once in a while, there's some strange story. I thought
Sure.
maybe you'd hear, something.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else that you'd like to share with the younger or the newer auctioneers? I know a lot of them, as you know, that are taking it on as a second career later on in their life. Any points for them?
And I said this today in the induction ceremony. There are a lot of young people that are getting involved in the auction business, and I would credit that to the exposure that the auction business, and I use that term lightly, that has come from eBay and online auctions, and we all know that really isn't maybe necessarily a real auction, but I think people are seeing with the implementing of online auctions, Antiques Roadshow, those things that the auction hunters, the things that are on television that have exposed auctions to a lot of people. And I think that younger people are getting involved, and I think we're going to see more of that. I think they're going to get specialized. I think they're going to get involved in things they can actually make money on. The smaller auctions and those kind of things are probably going to fall by the wayside. But I think that there is a business out there, an opportunity for younger people. This business is pretty demanding mentally, physically, and I think it takes a toll on someone who's at retirement age.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be more, I think we're going to see a lot more younger people getting involved in the next 10, 15 years that maybe would not have considered auction and real estate as kind of a combination as an opportunity. So I think that, I think we'll see more of that.
This is the last free enterprise, and I always kind of brag about that, that this is the last free enterprise, and I agree with you. And I want you to tell the students, because with me teaching, they're always kind of excited about their champ.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always say there's a lot of work to it besides just the champ.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that the champ, we all love the champ.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. That's what we all live for, because that's where the fun is. It truly is 10% of the work. Maybe it's 5%. It's a great opportunity if you can find a part of the profession where you only are an auctioneer, bid caller. Those positions are few and far between. They're out there, but they're tough to find. Consequently, a very small percentage of the auction business is bid calling. There is so much more that goes into it, whether it is selling antiques, household auctions, or whether it's selling real estate, high-end horse auctions, high-end livestock sale. Whether you're doing the work or someone else is, there's someone doing that work, and it is a lot. Consequently, that should open up some positions for people that maybe have never thought of being in the auction business. But I agree with you. The big calling portion is a very small percentage of the whole picture.
Well, our president of the Division of Ag asked me now to start asking all the people I'm interviewing, will you just sell something real quick for us and let them hear that can for
sure.
the school?
All right, somebody give me $5 now, I'm gonna get 5, I'm gonna get 7, 15 now, 10, $10 now, I'm gonna get 12 and a half, $15 now, $20 now, 5, 30, 25, I'm gonna get $30 now, sold it, $25.
You do it very well, Michael.
Thank
Do you
you.
have anything else you want to add to this?
No, I would just, to the association and to, obviously, this is the Hall of Fame group. It's a very humbling experience, and I really can't say thank you enough to whoever's sees the video. But it's a great career, it's a great profession. I feel like I have a long way to go in it. But I just would say thank you to the association, the Hall of Fame committee, and yourself, and everybody that's put time.
I just want to tell you, this is Michael Baker. He went into the Hall of Fame today, 2011, on the 15th of January, and I can't say there's anybody who deserved it more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks.